Good morning, everybody. Is it still morning? I think it is. 10:54. That means it's still morning. I got a late start this morning doing my morning chat because I am not feeling well. And I wasn't even going to do a video this morning. Close this. There we go. I have my plants. If you can see, they're right up by the windows. We don't, in the wintertime, get a lot of sunny days. So whenever we get a sunny day, I try to open the blinds and give my plants some much needed sunlight. Makes them happy. And so, yeah, I wasn't even going to do a video this morning. I'm not feeling well, didn't sleep well last night. And, so, I was prescribed a while back amitriptyline for depression. And, you know, it just sits here because I don't like to use anything like that. And, because for one thing, it doesn't normally work on my depression, but it's supposed to help with sleep. And for another thing, it causes the kratom to not have much of an effect, and I don't like that. So, last night I took a half of an amitriptyline, which is they're 10. So I took like 5 milligrams of amitriptyline, and it didn't make me sleep, and I did not feel the kratom this morning at all. Zero, nothing. And so it's just frustrating. You know, a lot of people can take SSRIs, you know, psych meds, depression meds, and it doesn't affect the kratom. For me, it does. And I need the kratom to work. I rely on it for depression, to help me get up and go in the morning, to get my house cleaned, and because I love a clean house. And I don't always have the energy to keep it as clean as I would like. If you walked in, you'd say, oh, you have a clean house. But I know that how long it's been since my floors have been mopped, how long it's been since my tub has been clean. And so it wears on me. It weighs on me. It causes me a lot of stress. It's like an OCD, but not having the strength to do it. And it weighs on my mind. And so this morning I thought I would talk about mental health in recovery. And, you know, I have been on so many antidepressants in my lifetime, and they've never worked. And I was told that I just need therapy, you know. And in case a lot of you don't know, I don't talk about it a lot on my channel. I did on my last one, and I got people hating on me and causing me all kinds of hurt. And is that since 2001 or 2, it was right after I had cancer, I started having symptoms of DID, dissociative identity disorder. It used to be called multiple personality disorder. It happens when a child is repeatedly abused, and you know, it happens more than what you even would think. There's a lot of people out there that suffer in silence with dissociative identity disorder. And, you know, my Bernie, in my last channel, he interviewed some of my alters, and I decided to delete them because some people in the recovery community that were my subscribers decided to go into a private group and bash me, make fun of me, call me a liar, and it was very hurtful. Nicole from Real Talk Recovery, she knows all about it. You know, it was a very hurtful experience. So I don't like to talk about it, but it is a huge part of my life. If I go missing for a couple of days and I don't do videos, more than likely it's because my alters are acting up. And it causes Bernie and I a lot of stress, and it has affected my life in such a state that that it keeps me basically housebound. It keeps me in a state of, if I'm trying to be mentally healthy and I've got somebody that's not mentally healthy close to the surface, I feel those symptoms. I feel the anger. I feel the hatred, the depression, the man-hating. A lot of my alters are younger. They're man-hating. They don't trust men, and so they put Bernie through hell. And so it's really been difficult. And it's going on almost 20 years now that I've been dealing with this. And there's a show, I don't know if any of you guys had watched it when it was on. It was called The Many Sides of Jane. I think you can still get it on demand. And it is a season of a woman who lives in Boise, Idaho, who is a mother, who is an abuse survivor, and who has dissociative identity disorder. And she is a hero in my eyes because she put her life right out there in front of everybody and showed what it's like to have DID, to take away some of the stigma. It's not just DID. There's, people that have schizophrenia are judged, bipolar. They're looked down on as they're unstable, that, they're a danger to the community, all these different things. Because there's not an understanding of mental illness in this country. We're better than we used to be, but we're not where we need to be. People are still judged. Some people are still called liars. Some people, it's frustrating. And a lot of times we self-medicate with drugs and alcohol. And so a lot of addicts and alcoholics have mental health issues. It's just the way it is. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, you don't have to take it as gospel truth, but it's my opinion. I think that most of the mental health meds out there are nonsense. I don't think that they help. I don't think that they work. Schizophrenia meds may work. To help somebody, maybe bipolar, I don't know. But I've been around a lot of people with, being in halfway houses and rehabs that had mental health issues. I spent a year in a halfway house. Actually, the second time, 6 months the first time, so 16 months. 18 months in a MICA halfway house, which is mental health, chemically addicted. And so I've been around a lot of people that have mental health issues and they're on medications. And I'm going to tell you, they're just as batshit crazy as they were when they were off their meds. So, same with me when I was on meds. I was still as batshit crazy on them as I was off them. And so I just don't see that they work really well. But I think it's important that we're honest about our mental health, that we get as much help as we possibly can. As far as me, I am not in therapy for my DID. I have been many times in the past, but there are just not many trained psychotherapists with DID training. And now that I'm in this town, there's none. Like, I would have to travel a very long way to find someone that specializes in trauma and DID. So it's just not something I'm able to do at this point. So I deal with it as best as I can. Kratom helps with my depression. Microdosing helps with my depression. It's very hard to talk about certain things that, I know there's some people that asked me to do videos about microdosing, but you got to understand that it's illegal. And unless you are under the care of a therapist that's prescribing it to you, and you're in a study, you can't just go on social media and start, talking about that. And so I'm not going to be doing any kind of video about that. You can Google it, find out about it. There's videos about it. But I'm not going to be talking about that. I will mention it in passing, but I'm not going to get into it. I mean, you got to understand. Even kratom is illegal in some states, and it's just not a smart thing to go on talking about that kind of thing. So, I don't like to come on and do videos about what I'm going through with my mental health issues. But it is a part of my life. And I've said that I'm sharing my life with you guys. I'm sharing my journey, my recovery journey, my kratom journey, and my mental health journey. I am willing to go on Real Talk Recovery with Nicole and talk about my alters, talk about having DID, and what it's like. So it's really hard because I'd be opening myself up to the same ridicule, the same hurt, the same bullying as I did. And what's sad is that we are supposed to be here for each other. We're not supposed to be judging each other. We're just supposed to be supporting and helping each other. But there are a lot of people out there that are mean-spirited and try to make themselves look and feel better by putting other people down. And people are also afraid of what they don't understand. I can understand that. I can understand being afraid of something you don't understand. I don't understand schizophrenia. And that makes me a little nervous. But am I going to go bashing and bullying somebody that has schizophrenia because it makes me uncomfortable? We don't do that to each other. And so, we need to be, we've gone through something together that causes us to have a camaraderie. And we need to be there for each other. I have said in my videos in the past to contact me on Messenger, email me if you need to talk. I'm here. I may not have all the answers, but I can be a listening ear. I want to be part of the solution. And I understand what it's like to go through a lot of things. I'm a survivor of beyond the norm sexual and physical abuse. I am a survivor of spousal abuse. I'm an addict. I've gone through so much in my life that I can understand most of what you guys have gone through because I've gone through it. And so, all right, I'm going to lay down and get some rest, and I'm here for you guys. Brightest blessings and God is bless. What?